be proud that you are who you are, and it's because of your uniqueness that you are amazing. There's no other you.
Well said. Yeah.
But you cannot be you when you're neglecting some part of your identity. And I think language is the most important aspect of identity.
Fantastic. I like the way it looks. So, anyway, nsanyusa okuddamu okulaba ssebo as always. Webale nnyo okufisa akadde nojja. Nina programu eno empya. Nkola programu wano ku tukikube.com za mirundi 2.
Right.
Kukyeko n'ebirala. Nina agafa mbwengula okugabira mawulire.
Right.
The news breaks up whenever I find it. Tingana labye pastor omusumba
Jumba kabuli kena shares.
Nalabye nengamba whoa so mawulire. Naye ate then I like to talk to people to okumanya biki wendaba nga balina byebatambuza byebakolako become interested. And I like to know what chichibagamba chobulanga ngamba banabulaya bano bagamba batya program njita mugamba mutya mugamba mutya akati nawe sobo wendaba ngoli Canada eyo nengera ngolina byoyinza okutugamba wano Luga Fest Luganda Fest Toronto.
Yes,
twagala okumanya kitegeeza ki abantu tubakibamanyise ate oli awo bakyeyunire naye nga ngenda kusaba sookeddemu era weeyanjule kubanga kati abakumanyi bakumanyi naye waliwo wajja okubanga balaba akatambi kano nga tebakumanyi nabo bafuna akakisa akakumanya.
Neyanza nnyo sebo neyanzeeke mwami Tukikube mugamba mutya Bulaaya mwami Tukikube mwami Kigondo era nga beera Ssaalongo ajja kweyanja amanyi olina mangi naye twebaza emirimu gyonna gy'otukolera mu community ya diaspora eno. It's always a pleasure to have someone is as committed as you are ng'omobilizing a community yaffe n'ogikumaakuma nobeera ng'otuusa ku bantu baffe betukola tubeera nabo mu Bulaaya oba mu North America
mu
America eri mu mambuka Bulaaya njagala nnyo okulowooza nti kigenda na Europe naye kale mu America ey'omu mambuka wano mu Canada mu Toronto wetutudde nammwe ab'omu America. Amannya nze Henry Ssali ng'era ndi mukozi ku University of Toronto era nga mmaliriza n'emisomo gyange mu PhD.
Ogenda kenkuka
kyemuyita okukenkuka nze omu ku bakulembeze mu African Alumni Association, the University of Toronto African Alumni Association, era nga nze nakitandikawo ng'eyekumakuma aba scholars oba abayizi abafirika bonna abasomedde mu North America mu Canada. It is the first of its kind mu North America, both in Canada and the US. Yatandikibwawo okukumakuma abafirika abasomedde wano n'okudda
all Africans. Okay. So
African Alumni Association yetegeka Luga Fest Toronto, short form ya Luganda Festival Toronto. So Luga stands for Luganda, Fest stands for festival, TO stands for Toronto. Abantu ababeera Toronto bajja kuba bakimanyi nti TO kitegeeza Toronto, Luga Fest Toronto. We do have future plans to expand it to all languages. Ojo kirabira kiberenga it's no longer just Luga but language festival. Tuberenga tukunganya abantu bonna abogera ennimi ez'enjawulo nga ziri indigenous languages. The reason why that is important is because in North America we do have this notion of EDI. Bwengamba EDI mantegeeza equity, diversity and inclusion. We also have kati wano mugundi mu Canada tulina kye bayita Heritage Canada ministry kuba abantu okubeera nga balowooza ku heritage yaabwe. So mu heritage mulimu ebintu bingi nnyo, mulimu arts, mulimu culture, mulimu n'ebintu ebirala. Bw'oba okozeeko ka small research n'ogenda ku page ya Heritage Canada, their first paragraph ekugamba nti no Canadian heritage and its portfolio organizations play a vital role in cultural, civic, and economic life of Canadians. Arts, culture, and heritage represent more than $57 billion in Canadian economy and close to 673,000 jobs in sectors such as film and video, broadcasting, music, publishing, archives, performing arts, heritage institutions, festivals, and celebrations. Waliwo emirimu gye batayogedde nga translations, kubanga language translations. Wano bw'ojja nga tomanyi Luzungu oba Lufaransa, okuba essimu wabeerawo omuntu mu call center ng'amanyi olulimi lwo. Najja translating nga tosobola kwogera story yo mu lulimi Lungereza oba Lufaransa. That's yonna heritage. So Heritage Canada etukubiriza okuba nti nno tukola ki etukubiriza etuwa amaanyi okuba nti nno tukuliriza ebintu byaffe ebyobuwangwa because kituyambako okubeera nga tujja mu lens ya equity, diversity and inclusion. Bwe tujja wano mu North America oba mu Canada specifically fenna ne twasimulating nga tubeera nga tukuliriza Luzungu oba Lufaransa ne tubeera nga tukyayogera nnimi zaffe enzaaliranwa waba tewakyali mugaso ga equity, diversity and inclusion. There's nothing to include, there's nothing to diversify. Nkitegeera
economy eno tuba twekase ebweru tuba tuvudde
tuba twekase ebweru, so tuba tugenda kukuliriza omulamwa gwa equity, diversity ne inclusion. Tulina okwembracinga ennimi zaffe enzaaliranwa kubanga zituyambako okulaba nti nno tutegeera obuvo bwaffe ate n'obuddo. Lugafest Toronto, theme ya Lugafest Toronto omwaka guno egenda kubeera very, very simple. The main theme is to use language. So basically kintu kyangu nnyo kye tugenda okukola. What we want to do, tuleeta abantu ab'enjawulo abamanyi ab'enjawulo naye nga they are going to interrogate the use of language as so we are trying to examine the role of language in building social identity.
Ako kampomedde ako kubanga olulimi engeri gye okwawula omuntu mu kisekinoomu okusinziira ku buvo bwo n'obuddo bwe. Nkinvulodde bulungi.
Exactly. So examining the language, we are examining the role of language, omugaso gw'olulimi in creating social identity. Naye nga tulina different lenses mwe tugenda okukozesa. So tugenda kukozesa the business lens. How do we use language in business to consolidate, to create our social identity? How do we use language in education to consolidate our social identity? How do we use language in music to consolidate our social identity? So we are going to examine the role of language in creating social identity. Era kyetugenda okukola ba speakers baffe bonna, we are going to task them oba tugenda kubawa obuvunaanyizibwa obugenda even further to engage in discussions in how to assess group memberships and how they influence self-esteem. Group membership, kati bengamba memberships, kati omuntu eyayita Omusomali for example, lwaki twebuuza nnyo nti Abasomali batuyiseeko batya? Kitegeera tebatya kwogera nnimi zaabwe. Era bo-examining abaana Abasomali, but they tend to be more confident than other nationalities. Lwaki? Kubanga abasinga teba giving up their language.
Basigala bazoogera bulungi nnyo. Kyekimu n'aba Nigeria, kyekimu n'aba China, kyekimu n'aba South Korea, aba Japan. Amagamu bwengula mulonga bwentolokola nalabako ng'olina statistics ziwalambulula obulungi bw'oba osobola bagensa bw'ozituddiremu kubanga watemaatema n'olaga ani gurupu ki ezo z'omenyeemenye ezikozesa ennimi zaazo enzaalirano wano mu Canada awo. Kiraga ne dibi weriri nasoma statistics nga bwazogera mu katambi ako edibi fe tuli mabega bannaffe Abasomali n'Abayindi naki ennimi bazikozeseza ddala ati naye ate ffe nga tetuliwaawe ffe tuli tukwebedde mabega
kubanga tubadde tetunassa kitiibwa mu nnimi zaffe so statistics eyo data go referenceeko kinkoze bulungi kino abamu kumwe actually muwuliriza byenjogera ebintu byenjogera sibijja mu bbanga I actually do some research I take time kubanga I want to organize something beneficial for the community nkitegeera kati eyo data gyoyogerako nagijja ku Statistics Canada najijja mu dataset ya census 2021 kati okusinziira ku eyo dataset mu 2021 bakola population census abantu Canada bagamba nti tulina abantu milioni 3.6 mu emitwalo 62 mu 955
atyo
36 million right 36 million when we talk about mother tongues abantu abogera olufalansa nga their mother tongue bali 7,189,245 million people so 7 million about 7 million people speak French as their mother tongue about 20 million people speak English as their mother tongue. The actual number is 20,107,200 million people. Take it, the 20 million people, 107,200 people. Abogera English as their mother tongue. Kati bwetudda ku ennimi eziri non-official languages because French and English are the official languages. Kati zino ennimi zaffe zi Luganda, zi Lunyankole, zi Somali, zi Swahili, zi Burundi, oba Lurundi, Lunyarwanda. Those non-official mother tongues ziri tuli abantu 7,940,915 Canadians. So close to 8 million people speak, have a mother tongue other than French and English. Kati nze nali curious about Luganda. How many people registered to speak Luganda as their mother tongue? Because of course wabera questionnaire bakubuuza
how do they determine this? So there's a questionnaire and people
there's a questionnaire
consciously or unconsciously feeling indicating what they speak.
Kati babuuza abantu abogera Oluganda awaka in their homes. Abantu abogera Oluganda. There were only around 800 people who registered to be speaking Luganda in their homes. About 875 people registered.
Research. How many Luganda speakers, if estimated, that are there in Canada that you know about?
Concrete numbers, one of our biggest events in Toronto. Etera kubeerayo 1st July. Bagita Dominion Church Babachu. When you come to the Dominion Church Babachu, kubeerako abantu ng'enkumi plus. Out of that 2,000 plus people ababeera ku Babachu eyo, about 80% speak Luganda.
So therefore, that's a good indicator. That's a good indicator.
About 85% speak Luganda. So only about 15% of Luganda. I think about Wulida. So for me, I was curious. Are
registering and they do use Luganda in their homes?
Where is the gap? Why aren't people proud to indicate on the census form that they speak Luganda as their mother tongue? Now, to be fair, some people may not have registered for that census. Some people have forms. They was ignoring.
True.
I want to educate my folks here in Canada is that from your census, it could actually get you in trouble. For forms the census.
Mandate.
Yeah, there's a mandate. Forms the census. That's how the government is able to plan for the country. Project how many people we're talking to in 5 years time. Mukitegeera abantu bameka betuba planning abantu bameka agenda okuzaalibwa mu myaka egiddako 5 oba mu myaka egiddako 10. What resources do we need? Mukitegeera. If they don't have that,
they can't make proper plan.
They can't plan well. Mukitegeera. So I want to encourage Ugandans in Toronto, in Canada. There's a census that is going to be coming up, I think, very soon. Do register.
They want this.
We want this so that the country can plan better for us, but also for the country as a whole. Issues that I started with equity, diversity, and inclusion, right? Heritage Canada, that's what I call a case. Kufuna sente ndala mu government when the government is budgeting. Bweba tenda midimu je kola in terms of encouraging abantu
justification.
Yeah, what is their justification? Lwaki tukongere sente lwaki? Munyongere sente lwekubanga nti ba immigrants beyongedde obungi. Ba immigrants abava mu Africa, abava mu China, abava mu India, all those people speak different languages. We need to encourage them to maintain their languages even when they are becoming Canadians. Because Canada is a diverse community, right?
I tell you what, our
strength is within our diversity.
Yeah.
Right. Especially for people who are immigrants, because sometimes people who are first generation, second generation, third generations tend to lose their language, or their languages, or their cultures together, but not all of them. The reason why we have there's a festival here called the Greek festival, Greek something. Greek festival, I think. The Greek festival. Danforth. Bagalawo enguudo zonna abantu babeera mu kulya nnyama mmere yanjawulo naye nga we are celebrating the Greek culture really. Kitegeera wabeerawo n'Abayitale nabo balina eyaabwe ebeera mu Italy, Little Italy, waliwo kabayita ka Little Italy. Different countries ezirina gundi eyo indigeneity, celebrating their indigeneities or their identities using these opportunities. They include everyone, they invite everyone to come, but they still try to bring their Greek culture, their Italian culture, their Irish culture. Ireland olunaku lulamba wano. We're celebrating abantu netunywa omwenge ogwa green in celebration of Ireland.
Yeah, I think when right now about painting the Chicago River green. I'm trying to remember what that is.
I think that's the same. Irish.
So now but yeah, the whole Chicago River is kind of dyed with some green color.
Yeah. So I think for me, when I decided to specifically focus on Luganda Festival, it's to try and encourage everyone, not just the people who speak Luganda, or not just the Baganda, but specifically Ugandans to embrace their indigeneity, whichever language you speak. Be proud of it. Learn it. Embrace it together, so that you can even pass it on to other people, to your kids. Be proud that you are who you are, and it's because of your uniqueness that you are amazing. There's no other you.
Well said.
You cannot be you when you're neglecting some part of your identity. And I think language is the most important aspect of identity.
Fantastic. Kakati mbadde njagala okubuuzayo ku ensonga endala yemu nga tetunnaba obaolyawo kufundikira naye ngenda kusooka nzannye akalango kano wano mangu kubanga nalabye kanyumidde era kali mu background yange awo wakokoze bulungi nnyo kalimu kansooke nkazannye then ndyoke mbuuze kyembadde ngenda okubuuza. Luganda language is not just a lifestyle. What? Kagenda speed empologoma. Is that fire?
That is fire. We are coming with the fire. Luganda is not just a language. It is a lifestyle. We are not just speaking. We are living. It's a lifestyle. When you speak Luganda, there are certain things people expect you to be doing, to know, the way you carry yourself. Omusajja yazze wetwabeera abazadde batunyumizanga nti abajasi bo tebajjanga ne babonyabonya nga boogera mu Luswayiri.
Kimu ku byannemesa okwogera Oluganda.
Kati waliwo n'Abannayuganda abatayogera Luswayiri specifically for that. Abantu abatubonyabonyanga
batugamba twakulira Masaka nga bagamba omuntu omuswayiri funguwa mulango bikinga.
So it becomes a lifestyle. When you speak a certain language, people expect you to be a certain person, certain thing. You're supposed to be to do certain things. Their expectations. Your language is tied not just to the communication, but also to the behavior, the character. So it's not just a language; it is a lifestyle. And I'm trying to change people's attitudes towards language. Njagala nnyo okwogera Oluzungu n'ennimi endala ze njogera. I have a few other languages that I speak.
Which ones, by the way? Do you speak the French too?
Français un petit peu.
Hey, bonjour, bonsoir. Omanyi nange nakwatayo kamu bubiri awo. Which other ones do you speak?
Endala of course Oluswayiri nalwo ndogerayogerakoko. Olunyankole nduwulira, Olusoga nduwulira. I think all those languages, I do understand those languages.
Fantastic. Kakati nga sinagenda ku kibuuzo ekirala ekyamangu kye njagala okumanya kuva gy'oli. Ndaba mwami Muvawala y'omu kubo
Mwami Muvawala y'omu ku ba keynote speakers baffe. He accepted to be part of the keynote speakers. He will be speaking in regard to language, so the role of language in creating social identity, but ajja kuba akozesa lens ya leadership. How to mobilize.
Kati yali Vice President wa Uganda North America Association ate ndaba ne Owekitiibwa
Katikkiro yawummula Buliika.
Yalannyonnyola ebintu penyi nnyo musajja oyo bannange.
Musajja mumanyi nnyo. If we don't take leverage the knowledge that he has right now, eventually ajja kuba takyaliwo. So we thought it would be very important to bring him in asobole otusomesa tumanye kiki ekigenda mu maaso. Why is language important? He's very brilliant guy. The knowledge he has, I wish many people can utilize his language. His knowledge base. Learn how we manage ourselves.
Downloading. Ogenda mu downloading now as much as you can.
Yes, sir. That's exactly what I'm doing. That's the concept we should be using. We are downloading his knowledge base. Because there are some who haven't had the opportunity to talk to him one-on-one. I talk to him on a regular basis. I have him on speed dial. But you get for 30 minutes, no gamba night. David, how do I retain all this knowledge?
Bangi okuŋŋaanyiza line up Seva Serubiri Magonywa Nkalubo
yono yali mugundi bubuka. Father Chief is a superstar nowadays. Everyone wants to hear from him. Sajja abuulirira kino nakiri. So we shall be privileged to have him speak to some of our delegates. I want to encourage people to actually do register right now. International registration is zigenda kugwa very soon, March 27th. So if you haven't registered yet and you still think about coming to Toronto, this is the time for you to register. Agenda ku www.lugandafest.com or registering. Osobola okuteeka mu paperwork wo ojje.
Kale kakati sijja kuba malayo bonna kubanga line mpanvu.
Oyo mwana alina emyaka 11 nakirime Mirembe Maria. she's actually one of the people that was inspired by Carlton Scovia.
Carlton Scovia, where is BBS Telefina?
BBS Telefina, yeah. So she emulated her now. That's the reason why we ended up selecting her as one of our panelists, because we also want to encourage parents abali mu Bulaya naye n'abali e Uganda okwogera ki
the American Association invites you to their 36th Annual Convention and Trade Expo 2024 from August 30th to September 2nd.
tujja kubeerayo mu Maryland.
Kakati okyambulira ku mwana omuto ono omuzaana Nakirime.
Yeah, Omuzaana Nakirime, she's one of the keynote speakers. And the reason why we wanted to give her that position is because we need to start molding or mentoring people when they are still young. She already has a talent that she's interested in. She's doing very well, trying to emulate people who are already successful. Carlton Scovia is doing amazing. She's been awarded. She's accomplished a few things. She has been awarded for the work that she does. Bwolaba yo omuntu gwa inspiring nga mwana muto kitaga ne tutandika omukwatako n'atandika mold them. Wano mu Bulaya tulina North America tulina kye tuyita bring your kids to work, right? Ekibaleetesa abaana baffe ku mirimu kulaba biki bye bakola basobole okubeera inspired nawo either babikole oba tusingeko era bakole ebitusingako. But I think that's very important, and that's the reason why twagala okuleeta oyo omwana myaka 11, but also to encourage parents. Bwe ngenda Uganda ennaku zino ndaba abaana tebakyayogera Luganda bannimi zaabwe, not just Luganda, Lunyankole, Lusoga tebagala zoogera. Abaana bali mu Lungereza ate tebamanyi nadwogera nalwo. Kitegeera. Kati I think it is very important for us to encourage parents, but also to encourage young people. Tosobola encouraging abaana bato nga mu main speakers bonna temuli mwana muto gwe balaba in themselves. You have to see yourself in someone in order omwana okubeera excited nagamba, you know what, kangende mu Luga Fest Toronto.
Kale so kakati kusoko opposing mu katonao mara okuira muwala wange wano. Kale kakati sebo nga tuvuddeyo mu Kalango mu short commercial break, so bagiyita
Right.
short commercial break
Short commercial break.
era